Welcome everyone. The dish I'm going to cook today is pork Shapta or pork chilli, which is the generic name for the pork chilli. Pork Shapta. Pork Shapta is the Tibetan name. Now the dish is basically stir-fried pork with uh, timur, a Sichuan pepper, or erma in Tibetan, and then we've got red chili hot, some capsicum here, and red onions, tomatoes, couple of tomatoes, carrot. I've got some ginger, it is an essential ingredient as well, and broccoli. Since I'm not using spring onion or coriander here today, to make the dish colorful I'm going to use broccoli in the recipe. Now that's salt, and then we've got pepper here, black pepper, bay leaves, pork. I've used the pork shoulder. Some people use pork belly as well, but the reason I'm not using pork belly is there's too much fat in there, so when you stir fry too much oil comes out. So this is basically a healthier version of the dish. Now two more things, we need oyster sauce and soy sauce on that one. I'll come up with that one later as well. So now to start with, I'm going to boil the meat. So basically we make it like these big chunks and put it in the pressure cooker and cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes or 4-5 whistles, and then when we know that it's cooked, then we take it out. And now let's fill the water. Use the cold water. See how I filled half the way through only. This is how we do it. Now let's slice the onion. Put the onion in there. Now, onion and bit of ginger. We can put the whole ginger in. And 2 bay leaves. And let's add some salt. We can use soy sauce as well on this one, but because soy sauce makes it look a bit darker, I'm using that one. Now let's put the cover lid on this one and put it on fire. Now let's get started with the veggies. So capsicum first. What we do here is we make them triangles or dices, all the veggies. Now with the tomatoes, cut here and take the eyes out, and then like this, the dices here. With the carrot, cut it like this, and then from the center make a diagonal like this. And what you do is the flat part, put it like this, and then cut the carrot. This is the easiest way to cut the triangle of the carrots. See how the cut is like this. Now with onions, in the center, in the middle, like this. Because this is small, it can be done like this. Now all the sections, you can pull it out as well, or it can stay like that, because when it's cooking the heat will expand the onion and then they will separate anyway. So here's our veggies, and with the broccoli you catch it like this and then put it out. I think 5 florets should be enough. See, with all the veggies, they should look almost same in size. Now with chilli and ginger, we'll put them together. What we do is, with the ginger, slice them really thin, like this. So basically leave it now, and then really thin. See how thin the slices are? They are called julienne in French, the slices. Now with this one as well, let's do it the same way. This much would be enough for a kilo of meat. So I'll put this ginger for the use later. And chili. Chili chopped finely as well. Now we've got this Panda brand oyster sauce. This is also a Panda brand, I think, the soy sauce, which is light soy sauce for the dish. I'm going to put all the sauce together and then put it in the dish later rather than putting it separately. So let's start from here. For 1 kilo, we will use around 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then around 1.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce. With the soy sauce, it's for saltiness, and oyster sauce is basically giving the shine to the dish. And some people use corn flour as well, but the reason I'm not using corn flour is the next day when you want to heat up the dish and then eat it, it will all curdle, so it doesn't look good anymore, and then it won't taste as good as well. And then I'll use some vinegar today, 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar as well. So when I use the combination of these three in this, it will be more than enough. Now as you can see, the pork is cooked. The way you know that the pork is cooked is you just feel the meat like this, and when it bounces back or it is firm, it's basically cooked. Now what we're going to do is to cool it down for a while. I'm going to put it in the fridge, or alternatively you can put it in the freezer for a shorter time. Now here we have the meat ready. I'm going to make the thin slices of the meat like this. See how thin they are, because I've kept them in freezer for a while now. Now it's time to cook the meal. First of all, let's put the fire on. There it is. And then let's put some oil in the wok. And I forgot to tell you, I have already ground the timur, and I've told you that I'm going to put it at the end of the dish while finishing the dish, so that we'll get the instant flavor of timur or Sichuan pepper. See how it's smoking now. Now we'll add the meat. Meat is almost cooked now. It's already cooked. The meat has changed the color now, and see how most of the meat look this brown in color. Now let's put the ginger and the chili. Ginger is in. Now, as soon as you start smelling chili and ginger, the flavor coming out, then you'll know it's okay to stir it. Otherwise, put it in the bottom. See how the color has already changed. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of our tablespoon of our sauce. Mix it so that the meat and the ginger get flavor. Now we'll add all the veggies. We'll mix them together now. See how good it looks. Now with stir fry food, usually the meat, it's cooked well and it's crunchy. It's crispy kind of texture, and at the same time the veggies, it should be half cooked and crunchy. That's how the cooking philosophy works while you're doing the wok cooking. So if, let's say this broccoli, if it is fully cooked, then it's not cooked properly. It's not wok cooking. And then as soon as it's the temperature where the bacteria is killed, then it's good to go as well. So that's how the philosophy works. I can really feel the taste of the smell of ginger. Full. Let's try one piece. Beautiful. And the last but not the least thing to add is this one here, and it will give take the food to the next level. Take the whole dish. I can actually smell the timur straight away, and that's it. So let's take it out of fire. Let's plate up the dish now. And some meat on the top. And here we are. Pork Shapta with broccoli, red capsicum, carrot, red onion, and if possible some coriander, and of course the timur. And this is ready to go. Now please do try and cook this dish and let me know how you went with the dish, and then do like and subscribe my channel as well, and we'll see you next week with another exciting recipe. Thank you so much for watching.